Hi everybody and welcome to Lindsey's Little Library. I saw a couple of videos a while ago. I know Books and Lala did it and Peter Likes Books did this. Those are two of probably my top 3 or 4 booktubers. I should totally do a video on my top booktubers. But anyways, Books and Lala, Peter Likes Books, Sarah's Nightstand, those three I watch religiously, always watching them. We have very similar, well, Sarah's Nightstand and I have very similar book taste. Books and Lala, if she says she doesn't like a book, I probably will like the book, but still, and Peter Likes Books is just entertaining. So, those two booktubers did this. It's called the Book Scavenger Hunt. I will try to find the original and link it down below, but I know those two both took on the challenge. It's meant to be done at a library. Books and Lala did it at her house, and so kind of with her own library. So she had a little harder time with it. I went and I did it at my local library. Mainly because I think this is a really fun thing that my book club could do for one of its meetings, just to kind of give us a variety, have kind of fate decide what book we're each going to read for that month and then come back and tell everybody about it. So I figured I can't really have my book club go and do it until I try it myself. So I went there and gave it a whirl. It took me probably half an hour, 45 minutes to complete it, but I wasn't really in a rush. I was just taking my time. So what it is a series of 8 steps that you have to follow, and at the end, whatever book you wind up with is the book you're kind of meant to read. So I will let you know what happened on my journey and kind of where I got stuck, and as well as each of the steps to take if you're going to do the book scavenger hunt. So step number 1 is to find your favorite book. I went to the place to find it at the library, and of course it's checked out because it's a phenomenal book, but I'll use my own to fill in. Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. I have a hard time picking one favorite book, but this is the first book that kind of popped up in my head, so I went with it. So this is my favorite book as of this moment. Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. If you haven't read this book, oh my gosh, phenomenal. First of all, it's World War II historical fiction, which is totally my thing. And it follows 2 sisters, and of course I can't remember their names, Vian and Isabel. And they live in Paris, or just outside of Paris, during the German occupation of France. One sister stays to kind of hold down the fort, as you will, and one sister goes on to try to help with the war. And it talks about both of their stories, the heartaches, the adventures, it's just awesome. And it gives you another side of World War II, other than concentration camps in Germany and Poland. Just a whole other side of it. So, Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale, pick it up. My favorite book. So then, step number 2 is you are to find a book by an author who has the same first or last name. Kristen Hanna, I found Sophie Hanna. It was really easy because I was just right next to the Kristen Hanna books, so I went that route. And I picked up The Orphan Choir, just out of fate, but it actually sounds really good. I'll read the back for you. It says, a mother with an empty nest is being haunted by a ghostly children's choir. Are they giving her an important message that only she can hear, or are their motives more sinister? I don't know. I may actually read this. So, Sophie Hanna, The Orphan's Choir. Step number 3 is to open the book to page 74. This is where Books and Lala got a little stuck. So open to page 74. On the 3rd line down, pick 2 words and find another book with those words in the title. So my 3rd line down on page 74 says, not. I'll tear the plastic sheeting off myself if I have to. This one probably took me the longest. So I put in a number of different combinations. I tried plastic, I tried tear, I tried terrible. It was all over the place. I got some children's books out of it, but I was trying to stay within mine. So I started in the adult fiction section, and through my search with those words, I ended up in YA, which is fine. I like YA. So from there, I came up with If I Have a Wicked Stepmother, Where's My Prince? By Melissa Cantor. It actually sounds kind of cute. It says, Connor Pearson knows who I am. I found myself thinking, he knows my name. Of course, my name was just about the only thing he did know about me, but it was something. After all, what did Prince Charming know about Cinderella besides her shoe size? So, sounds kind of cute. Picked that up. Step number 4 was to, once you found this book, find a book with a similar context. So as I was going through the card catalog, it gave me a couple different options, and one of them was kind of stepsisters or step family type of a situation. So I clicked on that, and I came up with Kiss Me Again by Rachel Vale. And this sounds cute too. It says, "Can I kiss you?" He asked, his face so close to mine I could feel the heat from it on my cheeks. I really want to kiss you. I don't think so. Not a good idea. What if your sister walks in? I'm not even sure I actually like you. Kissing you that other time practically wrecked my life. Who are you to me? We shouldn't. Yes, I said. Another YA. I don't know. I'll probably send this one back. But Kiss Me Again was where I got. Then step number 5 says, upon finding that book, find a diverse book with a similar title. So it could be same syllable, it could be like a one line, same number of words, something like that. So I started with Kiss Me. I did put in Kiss Me Again just to see if there was another one, and there wasn't. So I put in Kiss Me, and I found Kiss Me, Kill Me by Lauren Henderson. I didn't even read what this was about. I don't know. I'll read it later. So I came up with this one. Then you have to pick a name of a main character in this book and find another book with that name in the title. So I happened to randomly open this up to figure out what some of the main characters' names are in here. And lo and behold, it's Scarlet. So that was probably the easiest step. So there we go. Scarlet. This is one of the Lunar Chronicles. I believe this is the second or third one. I really liked Scarlet. If you haven't read the Lunar Chronicles yet, it starts with Cinder. And Cinder is part human, part cyborg, and it kind of has a Cinderella twist to it. Scarlet has a Red Riding Hood kind of twist to it, but really, really cute. I loved it. I can't tell you much about it because then I would ruin... I don't want to tell you much about it, but it's very good. I love this series. So that led me to Scarlet. So then I had to open up this book to any page and pick a word without looking. Well, I started getting weird words like up or of and a and that, because you're supposed to take that word, go to your favorite section of the library, and find the first book you see with that word in its title. So it took me a few tries to get to a significant word I could use, and I pointed to the word tree. So then I'm going through the YA section because that's just where I was anyway, so I might as well look. And I found The Lie Tree by Frances Harding. At this step, this book that you have right here is your book. This is the one you're meant to take out and check out and read. So this one sounds, it says, to learn a secret so profound, I would need to tell momentous lies and make as many people as possible believe them. That's the only thing I read. I almost just want to start reading it and going into it and not knowing much of what it's about. And just let the book scavenger hunt tell me if I made it to the right spot. Let it be. So that's what I got to. Like I said, it was kind of fun. It took me about a half hour, 45 minutes. I got stuck a couple of times just trying to pick the word, and then finding that step number 3 where you open it to page 74 and try to make a title out of that line was a little tricky. I had to do some digging, but I found it. So I'm totally going to suggest this to our book club. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see where people end up. I like it that you can kind of steer it towards your likes still, because you ultimately end up in the section that you like the most. So whether that's adult fiction, YA, graphic novels, whatever it might be, you're going to go to that section. I tried to be as pure as possible. I tried not to cheat, but I'm not going to lie, if I would have come across a different book that maybe just didn't appease me, I may have skipped to the next book that said tree. Honestly, the first book that came to my mind was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which I actually own, so maybe I could let that be also the book that I pick up. I don't know, but I'm going to give this a whirl. I'm at least going to give it 50 pages and see what it's like, and yeah, I'll let you know what I think. So I encourage you to try the book scavenger hunt. I may actually try this with my TBR shelf. I might maybe alter the steps slightly just so it's not I feel like I'd get stuck a lot if I did this with my TBR shelf here at home, just because it's a little bit more limited, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So if you try the book scavenger hunt, comment below, let me know. I would love to check out your video and just see what you get. Let me know what you get. So if you've read any of these books, also comment below. Let me know if I should keep any of them from the library. And we'll go from there. So like, comment, subscribe below, and we will see you later. Bye.